Hey, Patriots, think I'm alive. Um, just want to go over a few things. I want to inform you about Auntie. I hate the word aunt. I say aunt, but Auntie Maxine. She's been around for a very, very long time. Um, During the '92 LA riots, 63 dead, 12,000 arrests were made, and $1 billion worth of damage. I mean, I was a very, very young kid during that time. But over the past year, they showed um, new footage that was released, and I actually learned some topics that were issues that I have never heard before, and I was pretty familiar with that case. Um, and with everything going on, I mean, I could feel it, folks. I could feel the tension in the air. Um, I'm sure you guys are aware of the different pew pew events that are taking place just today. Today's Sunday. Um, and it's just going to get a lot worse, folks. Again, I don't do this for fear. I don't do this. I don't get paid to talk to you guys. Um, it's reality, right? Um, I have family that live in the city, so you know, just especially these times. Um, I did. You guys know my background. If not, check on my Patreon. It's free. Read a little bit about my bio, but I just find it very, very ironic. I did um, uh, numerous times in my life. The most recent was at the Capitol riot. Um, Good guys with guns protecting liberals. The same people we're protecting, they don't want you to not only do they don't want you to have a weapon, they want to not only defund the police, folks, but they want to eradicate police. Yeah, sounds crazy. These are people elected, yeah, elected officials. I've been wrestling my entire life. I love wrestling. I do MMA. I still do it. Um, Police need more money. They need more. They're overworked, folks. They're overworked. Um, they need more money for more training. It starts with your mouth. They call it verbal judo. Yeah, I could go hands on like that, but it's all about de-escalating an issue. When the police are involved, it's not you're going to a barbecue. It's because some shit's going down. Domestic dispute, little little kids getting shot. I had a mother who was high on PCP, decapitated uh, her own kids, two kids, and put their heads, yeah, here in America, put their own heads in the freezer, and then the mother called the police. Um, get off my soapbox. I want you guys to hear this. This is the actual dispatch of the shooting that occurred today, which is the 18th. After, I'm going to play you a very short clip of Auntie Maxine. Um, then, again, she was there the 17th, the 18th. National Guardsman gets shot. This is a black piece of shit.
Oh, no, not manslaughter. No. This is guilty for murder. I don't know whether it's in the first degree, but as far as I'm concerned, it's first degree murder.
Congresswoman, what happens if we do not get what you just told? What should the people do? What should protesters on the street do?
I didn't hear you.
What happens?
What should protesters do?
Well, we got to stay on the street. And we've got to get more active. We've got to get more confrontational. We've got to make sure that they know that we mean business.
What do you think about this curfew tonight?
Wow.
we have to get more confrontational. Like, again, guys, this isn't something new with her. This, what you just heard, that was 2 days ago, or excuse me, that was the 17th. I know I'm flip flopping, but it's the same topic. It has to do with Auntie Maxine. That's, how are you, Julia? Miss Julia, Moonchild, Miss Liberty, Truth Seeker. Is the audio okay, guys? I'm trying something out new. This little goofy earpiece. I don't know if it's any better or worse. You guys let me know. And also, guys, demonetized. I've been working my ass off because of this platform. They don't like truth. If I'm not gay, LBG, I am a minority. Breaking news, YouTube. I am a minority. So, I guess, but even if you're a minority and if you're not for that agenda, they kick you to the curb. But I am here for truth, transparency, just like you guys. So more than ever, not just me, whoever you watch, whoever you listen, little people need more support, folks, now more than ever, because people are getting whacked left and right from these platforms, and they did 2 years ago, they can demonetize me, but they can't demoralize me. So YouTube, thank you for the platform. But yeah, I have other stuff going, guys, but financially, I know it's tough out there for everybody, of course, but yeah, I'm all about the small guys and small women. So any support, greatly appreciated. I am working on the website, but that's not up yet. So listen to this shooting, guys, or excuse me, actual footage of the police in Minnesota.
That way. Last calling on channel 2? 4750 with your got shot at. What's your location? White SUV just took off westbound on Broadway from Penn. Our guard is defenseless at that intersection. We're trying to catch up with it.
I'm sure you guys could hear it. Again, I have different speakers. I'm using an earpiece, so again, trying out different things, but if it's not clear, let me know in the comment section. I have an issue with why aren't these National Guardsmen armed? And I guys, I know how this system works. I was part of this system. I'm a civilian right now. If you're going to be putting them out there in these strategic locations, like not the front line, this shooting took place in daylight hours in the early morning, and typically there's police are first and then National Guard behind them to assist. But in this circumstance, again, I don't have it's just the audio. There's no footage, but from the actual audio, the police, they're not with the National Guards, so they're sitting ducks.
Officer needs help, West Broadway and Penn. Officer needs help, West Broadway and Penn. Shots fired. While SUV is a suspect vehicle took off westbound on West Broadway from Penn. Come to channel 2. Copy.
Minneapolis squad, West Broadway and Penn. Officer needs help. They're shot at by a white SUV.
13 en route. 303 en route. 106. I think we're going.
Copy. Apparently there's a security guard at that intersection that the lieutenant that the officers took off after the vehicle. About 10 to 15 shots fired.
Yeah, they're Bravos. They're part of ours. We're letting them so they can get secured and out of there.
Copy.
4714, it was a white SUV shot at us at least 10 times. Next squaded, please check on our guard. Officers are okay, but I'm not sure if anybody else is hit.
Is EMS needed at that location?
Thanks.
Broadway and Penn.
Notify Robbinsville.
Copy.
Car 9, start rescue ambulance just in case.
Copy.
One more time with the last direction of travel of the vehicle.
Westbound on Broadway from Penn. It's a white Tahoe, I believe, or SUV of some sort.
Basic 100, pull that up on video, please. Heather, how far west do you think?
I'm not sure. I think we're in Robbinsdale now. We're trying to check and see if it's out here.
All right, all the squads that are getting to Broadway now, catch up to her. I'm the tail car. I'll stop and check on the guard.
Minneapolis to Robbinsdale.
Minneapolis to Robbinsdale.
Go ahead.
Information only at West Broadway and Penn Avenue North. We had a white SUV that shot at officers last seen eastbound on Broadway from Penn. It was a white Tahoe or SUV.
Henry Thompson, 422.
Minneapolis updating for Hennepin and State Patrol. This is a white SUV that shot at officers at West Broadway and Penn. It took off westbound and West Broadway into Robbinsdale. It was last seen in the area of Highway 100. Unknown direction of travel from there.
Yeah, he just said, you can get car 21 up here to Broadway Penn.
Copy. Car 21, and what was the last traffic that was advising State and Hennepin?
They wanted medics to the scene out there.
They are en route. 4714, we are going to head back to our officers. We are code 4 out here. Copy that. It is a code 4 at the scene for medical.
Again, guys, I'm sure you guys heard they were shot, not shot. This is actual police. This is, their police radios. The police, they were shot at, but thank God none of the police were shot. The National Guardsmen, again, they're sitting fucking ducks, unarmed. There's no police. Yeah, visibly, or I don't want to until I pull up a map to see. I'm not too familiar with Minneapolis, but just again, a couple MPs at least, but they're sitting ducks.
Confirm.
Copy.
Car 9, do we have a shooting victim out there?
Just shrapnel, and we're shutting down Broadway here, taping it off.
So shrapnel is it wasn't a direct hit, but two National Guardsmen were hit with shrapnel. Isn't that beautiful? God bless America, right? Crazy times, folks. Broad daylight. And again, I worked and I've been around violence pretty much my entire life. The part for me to make videos and to talk about it is because black on black crime doesn't make the news. I mean, the statistics alone in Chicago are worse than Afghanistan. Al Sharpton, again, guys, all these fucking black people who've been around, they're in it for the money. They don't give a fuck about black lives. They don't give a fuck about black lives. And the whole movement, no shit, Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. But don't get me started. Now, let's rewind to 1992 and listen to this footage. Is from 2017. At that time, Tucker, he reported on this again from 2017. But this is how long this black piece of shit, Auntie Maxine, has been in the system. She worked with the Bloods and the Crips, folks. Like, absolutely insane. So this is Auntie Maxine, hate saying auntie, from the 1992 riots.
92. Do you remember those? 58 people died. Many more were gravely injured, including a man called Reginald Denny. He was a truck driver who happened to be at the wrong intersection at the wrong time, and more than anything, the wrong color. Because of his race, Denny was pulled from his truck and smashed in the head with a cinder block until he sustained brain damage. It was a hate crime if there ever was one. It all happened on videotape. A helicopter caught it, and it happened in Maxine Waters' city. But she did not denounce the attack. On the contrary, she all but endorsed the attack. The leader of the mob that nearly murdered Reginald Denny was called Damian Williams. Now, Maxine Waters visited Damian Williams' mother to offer her support. Williams was sent to prison on a single felony charge of mayhem, but when his accomplices got off...
So a black savage ripped a white guy who was working at the time. Again, this is LA. He was driving a truck. And this is when, when the riots were breaking out. So, bad plate. They attacked him because just for being white. But the alarming part is, guys, this shit, like, you're taught in the mainstream media, white people, white people, white people. In New Jersey, the number one threat is white supremacy, according to the experts. Like, guys, this is a fucking banana republic. America is going down. America is going down. America is going down. Our job is to speak to other people. Today, I spoke to two my development, two people who, I haven't seen in a very long time. But first thing that comes out of their mouth, not mine, as I'm walking the dog, current events, folks. So more people are waking up. So we're going down with the ship. But I don't have children. Many of you guys do. I have cousins. I have family members. And I mean, I think about how it's going to be if it's this bad now. If it's this bad now with us, think about our children and how it's going to be for them. Again, just imagine. I mean, Trump was horrible, right? Trump was Mr. KKK man. He was the most racist person ever. Zero evidence. Zero. Where you have Maxine Waters on tape, calling for violence. Again, guys, like, every now and then people get caught up with emotions, right? The more of a trained professional, i.e. all first responders, once in a while they lose their cool too. We're all fucking humans, guys. But when you look at the FBI statistics, black people are not, I repeat, they are not being hunted down by police. It's again, it's all a narrative. I know you guys get it. But it just pisses me the fuck off. So this savage who ripped out a white male, put a cinder block over his head, he had permanent brain damage. Again, the person I'm calling the savage, it wasn't a one-time thing. He ended up killing somebody 7 years later. But guess what? Auntie Maxine, she was there with, again, you guys just heard that little clip. She was there with the family. And I have a vintage clip. I can't show it right now. I'll post it. It's going to be like about a 4-minute video from 1993. Took me a little bit of Auntie Maxine. Again, 1993. There's a couple more minutes left. I think 2 minutes left.
Waters joined in the celebration. Damian Williams was released just a few years later and went on to murder somebody else in 2000. She's still in prison today. But Waters did not learn a thing from the experience. She went on to describe the LA race riots as, quote, a rebellion, and in ways understandable, including...
Guys, I know I'm young, right? But I'm a history guy. And what I did for my profession, the Watts riots in the 60s. It seems like every 20 years there's an uptick. So in the 60s, not the Vietnam stuff, but the race riots. And then early 90s, we had just LA. It was just LA. I mean, just I mean, again, $1 billion worth of damage in 1992. This is, I mean, the part that it's so bad now because of, I mean, it's like the perfect storm. We have any person with a cell phone, you hit one button, you go live, right? So that young man, that 13-year-old boy, who can't, I don't know his name. There's so many names. A few days ago, CBS they cropped out the gun, folks. This is a major news network. They cut the edges off. And again, I have a video coming for that too. It's going to be a 5-minute video, 100% justified. Super. I mean, but he was running, 13-year-old boy. Cops saying, "Drop the fucking gun, drop the fucking gun." The cops didn't just roll up and say, "Let me get myself a black person." In Chicago, they have ShotSpotter. I have footage of it prior to the police going there, minutes before. The 13-year-old was there with a 22-year-old. They were shooting randomly. And that's what the ShotSpotter picked up. Again, 13 years old, it doesn't matter how old you are, folks. The youngest person I've seen was 8-year-old. 8 years old with a gun. Again, we'll save that for a different video. But they want stuff. Again, it's like the perfect storm. Again, this did happen in the 60s, early 90s, but what's going on now is it's again, I call it the perfect storm because this is the fourth industrial revolution on top of selected squad members, people of Congress, people who work for you and I are calling to defund certain police departments, and then you have certain members of Congress who want to eradicate the police. I would, if I had it my way, if it, in the perfect scenario, I would say, you don't want the police anymore, guys. I when again worked on the street, counterinsurgency. I heard that term. It sounds like a war term. Boots on the ground. My police department, they went, they did a whole restructure of the police department, and part of changing up the police, again, boots on the ground. So they had cops walking the ground, talking to, again, guys, some great people in the ghetto. They're super poor to get out. This again, the perfect storm, I'm calling it, because it seems like, again, just today, I don't even know how many, I mean, I counted, or excuse me, I at least saw four different, anything over 4 or more, that's what they consider a mass shooting. And yeah, I saw 4 just today alone. And then yesterday or the day before was the FedEx incident. But it's pretty it's really disturbing when you, again, probably said this my 3rd time tonight, when you have people who work for us who are calling for fucking violence. She did it last year, folks. Remember, when you see it, she was at the gas station, and she said, when you see them, you got to get in their face. I'm paraphrasing. Get in their face, push back. Again, zero fucking repercussions. 0. And then a couple months later, this is the same woman, Maxine. She said, her words, "I will take him out tonight," referring to Trump. And then the next day, Fox picked it up, and she's like, "Oh, I'm a little old black lady. What can I do?" What the fuck do you mean you'll take him out tonight? It just drives me nuts, guys. It drives me nuts. But this audio it's pretty rare that you guys heard But I just wanted you guys to hear, again, it's with so many channels and so many people. There's great channels out there, great people. But initially I heard that 2 cops were shot and 2 National Guardsmen were shot. So I just wanted to show you, or it's audio only, so you guys can hear the audio for yourself. So that's it. I know I could be on the soapbox for a long time. Again, guys, I am a minority, but I find it so funny that all these people who, like Omar, married to a white guy, Kamala, married to a white guy, Maxine, you know, they talk so much shit on white people, but the positive thing that we got out of 2020, there's a few things, but referring to the obviously Trump lost fair and square. It woke up a lot of people. It woke up a lot of people. Even you know, I have some family that are libs. I don't care if you're a lib. Just don't talk politics to me. Like, I'll be friends with anybody. But if you want to start, you know, on your soapbox, and it's one thing if you're on your soapbox and you're showing facts and showing data, but when you're just preaching the lamestream, stop. And tonight's only Sunday night, guys. Today, well, all weekend they've been boarding up. I'm in New Jersey, if anyone's new watching, but the closest city that I am close to is Philadelphia. They started up boarding up businesses. Again, guys, what does that tell you? I don't know if you guys been following the case in Minneapolis, but they're even boarding up like South Philly. The incident that took place last year with all the riots, it was probably the worst. I think it was the worst in modern history due to technology, because again, anybody could show a 20-second clip where, again, CBS, they cropped out the gun. And yes, he had a gun and he threw it, but it was 1/10 of a second. Again, I'll do a total separate video on that, guys. A 4-minute video. I'll wrap it up like that. But just unbelievable that, and I know they're fake news, but like, you crop out a gun? Some balls on these people. They're cowards. It's going down. Yeah, unfortunately. Again, I hate to see America. And again, guys, not to keep repeating myself, but yeah, it did happen in the 60s. It did happen in the early 90s. And here we are, 2020, 2021. But the part that's so different is it's the perfect fucking storm. Because it's not just one thing or a couple people or a little group. Their words. It's a movement. Right now, the Dems control fucking everything. And it's a movement. Their words. And from day one, again, guys, I'm, conservative, libertarian myself. I don't judge other people. Again, you do you, as long as you're not hurting anybody or pushing propaganda in our faces. But when you have BLM, who is a Marxist, she said it from day one. Again, it's not like she lied, right? She's a piece of shit. She's a fucking piece of shit. But it's not like she from day one, and she announced that she was a Marxist. So I know you guys weren't fooled, but many people were fooled. Many people were fooled. And also where I used to work, there was a couple professional athletes that made it to the NFL, the NBA. They come back to the ghetto. They still do shootings. Again, not all, but like LeBron James. Um, and at the same time, you guys had to understand. Obviously, if you're not on that agenda, you don't get a paycheck, from Hollywood to television to like anything. So even if deep down in your heart you don't feel that way, um, you can't speak up, or you get the boot. And we all need money, but I never sold my soul to the devil. Uh, and yeah, right now it is a tough time financially, for all of us. But I will never ever uh, take a job or do something just for money. I have morals, I have ethics, and that's just me. I'm pretty simple, pretty fucking simple. There are security jobs out there that, but how are you, Lizzie? Lizzie P. Miss Liberty, it's going down. It's like people have gone insane. Yes, people. Again, this obviously doesn't help. She popped up 2 nights ago, and then the following day, 15 shots fired at police officers, with 2 National Guardsmen getting wounded with shrapnel. National Guard, they are en route into Philadelphia. I do know that. They are not there yet. But tomorrow, or a couple out, 10 minutes, we're 10 minutes away from early Monday morning. But we may have we will have a verdict early week. It could be Monday, as early as tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. It could be Tuesday. So just be prepared. When I say be prepared, obviously, again, you guys are smart, you guys are intelligent, but I tell you this because things could pop off. You could be on the highway. Today, a situation took place. It was a white guy, so you guys probably didn't hear about it because he was white. But police were chasing him. He jumped out of his car with a handgun onto a highway, like a interstate, and with a gun stopped traffic. And yeah, again, why didn't that driver make that individual a speed bump? Again, everybody's different. But it's very, very easy to get caught up, folks. Even if you're not in a major city, you could get caught. And I see it all the time. People who do get caught. I don't want anybody getting caught. Stay away from them. Stay away. Be safe. Protect your compound. I have great neighbors. Great, we talk all the time. Again, I live in a very blue state. It was ranked 48th. That report came out a couple days ago. California, New York, and then New Jersey. But again, I do live in a great town. I live in a great town with great civilians. I have a great police department, a really great police department. And even though I am in New Jersey. Miss Lib, if you're white, you are a target. Yeah, if you're white, if you're black, people make up 13%. How? I don't know. I live in the Northeast. They're everywhere. But yeah, 13% of the population, 6% are black males. This is one thing, guys, that really bothers me. And I don't know who started this. They want, like, Vice News would go to a police department, and the chief would let, they go through records, and, black, Hispanic, Mexican, black, Hispanic, a white, black, white. Hispanic. Yeah. Do you know why? Because they commit 70% of violent crimes. So no shit, they're going to get locked up more. It's not like everything needs to be equal. Like that I just don't understand. Like, to me, it's a common sense issue. Like, not you guys, but are you that ignorant? Like, it's very, very simple. At least to me. Again, I think it's common sense. Live free or die. White power. No, power to the people. Power to the people. We the people. The crazy part is, again, I'm half minority. So when I was going to school, when I was in school, in elementary school in the city versus elementary school in the suburbs are night and day, folks. Kids are much mature in the city. It's, again, night and day. There's no comparison. That's a new name. How are you, Lisa? Lisa Tooley. There was a shooting weekly with a bozo in office. Bye-bye, Biden. And they are coming for your tools. It's a tool. They are coming for 2A. Again, guys, it's not going to be like all of a sudden with my executive order. What, fucking creepy Joe signing. I did a video on that, but of course it got deleted, and I broke it all down. They're going to tax the shit out of law again over 2020. You guys saw, again, I made, if you haven't seen it, probably most of the videos were deleted, but 2020 had more first-time buyers. These are blacks, these are whites. Again, if you're purchasing a gun, that means you're a law-abiding citizen. I want any color. I want as many people as possible to be armed. But again, I don't tell anybody what to do. Every state is totally different. But I want as many people as possible. And if you like, where are these events taking place? Gun-free zones, or fucking pretty much the blue cities. I'm sick of the victimhood too. The thing, like, this has been going on a smaller scale for probably 10 years or so. At least 10 years, pertaining to law enforcement, first responders in general. What am I talking about? If you're a minority, you get booted up. And they're doing quotas now. And for any fucking liberal out there, if you're watching, how about it's like going to the eye doctor when you have you need a root canal. Like, shit doesn't make sense. I want the highest qualified person for that position. Yellow, pink, blue, black, yellow, blue, what? But it's been happening in police. It's been happening. Here in New Jersey, New Jersey State Police, they are the most squared away out of all of America, New Jersey State Police. And this was probably 6 years ago. My girlfriend at the time, her father was a New Jersey troop, high up, and because he's white, his son wanted to be a cop. When you become a cop, again, it's different everywhere, guys. People think policing is policing. It's every police academy is totally different. Totally different. But again, he passed everything. He had a high score on his test, but because he's white, they wouldn't hire him. So he had to go south. He became a troop in Maryland. I own my department. Just within the past year, I still have sources, obviously, friends, and it goes patrolman, sergeant, lieutenant, captain, blah 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 blah. Over the past year, guys, certain circumstances, not one rank, skipping two, like, no tests required if you're a minority. If you're a minority, if you're a woman in minority, that's a double, woo, whatever you want. You could be a doctor without any schooling. But it's not just dangerous for your other fellow first responders. I'm 6'5", 250, right, myself. But if I'm calling for help, and here's a 5'2", 120-pound female to assist, versus a 6-foot-pound, your average male, 6 foot, 200 pounds. Yeah, are there women out there that can do the job? Absolutely. But the score and your color of your skin, your creed, whatever the fuck that shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. But it's been happening for, again, in as far as a first responder, at least for a decade. But now it's actually hitting the mainstream. And I have not heard one other profession. Again, think about doctors. We've all been to the ER, probably. I've been to many ERs, but I want I don't care if it's a woman. I don't care if it's a gay white male. I don't care if it's a Chinese person. I want the best qualified doctor to work on me. I'm sure you guys feel the same. But just think of the ideology of we need more minority doctors. Like, doesn't make sense, guys. Does not make sense. Notice, Lizzie P. I noticed the cops by me kind of seem disengaged. That's a good point. A few reasons for that. Who said that, Lizzie? A few reasons for that. It started in 2020, where again, guys, it's different from town to town, or county to, in Jersey, county to county, let alone going to my closest state, Philadelphia or Delaware. Yeah, they definitely eased up a lot. And again, there's numerous reasons for it. It's not just the whole race thing. There's other things that are happening as well, but the race does have a lot to do with it. I couldn't tell you the last time that I saw I live very close to I-95. I-95 is the entire East Coast. It's two lane south, 2 lane northbound. It takes it all the way down to Florida, or all the way up to Maine. And I have not seen police they're not pulling over. Are they? Yeah, guys. Yeah, they're still doing traffic stops. But yeah, exactly what Lizzie said. They're not making car stops as think about it. You get jammed up. Tough time. I am pro constitutional blue. I'll be the first person to call out a bad cop. Are they out there? Absolutely, guys. They're human. They're humans. But out of all the professions out there, they have a better percentage than clergymen. I think 2019 there was 9. In 2019, out of 330 million Americans, there were only 9 cases of unarmed. When you hear unarmed as a civilian, you think like, oh my God, how could they kill somebody? But if you're not privy or know anything about policing, unarmed doesn't mean shit to me. It could be a person trying to take a police officer's weapon. I used to teach weapon retention. So when I hear unarmed, that doesn't mean shit to me. But again, out of the 9 cases, two cops, and they got convicted. Again, it's still for the time being. We still live in America with some part of the Constitution, and yeah, they got jammed up for their mistakes. So trust me, guys, I'll be the first person to let you guys know if police were hunting down fucking black people. Not so much. Do not believe the media. They're lying rats. They can fake anything. Yeah, as we saw with creepy Biden, that video, a month ago, when his arm went into the microphone. And then, again, it's one thing seeing video and having your opinion. It's another thing when you have the media reporting that Joe is going to start doing press conferences virtual. Like, why? Of course, the way I think, he would blame COVID when Trump was out there every friggin' day. And I have no idea why Joe Biden goes to Newark, Delaware every weekend. My airspace, it's a TFR every weekend, and I have military jets, I have helicopters. Yeah, every weekend he go again. I don't know why he chooses to go back home. Maybe for some more medicine. Who knows? Yeah, I unplug every day, guys. I research every day of my life, but I'm in the woods every single day. And in the woods without any electronic devices, and that's my version of unplugging, because even prior to being public, I never had Facebook, any social media accounts because of my profession. But as a civilian, I got sick and tired a couple years ago, and that's when I started my main channel that got whacked. This is my second channel. But like I said, working on the website, working on freedom platforms, obviously it takes time, money, resources. Now is the time, guys, to support, again, not just me, anybody, but support the small, anyone who you like. Support the small people. I do that now when I go get groceries, or if I have to go to if I need pet supplies. Yeah, I do have an Amazon account. I'm not, I do have one for the time being. Amazon, Amazon Prime, I try to use it as, not that much, but yeah, I like to support small mom and pop shops. Even my veterinarian, very, 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 very tiny. The owner sees my dog. The owner, he has 2 other receptionists, but the owner calls me the next day. Like that, I like having that connection. And again, I like supporting the small people, not these big ass corporations, which we saw in 2020. They could be open, right? You could go to Walmart. You could go anywhere, any big supermarket, the mall. But if you want to get a haircut, like I need, any small business, you weren't allowed to. Even if you obeyed 6 foot distance, wearing a muzzle, a shield, a helmet, a hazmat suit, you still can't get a haircut. American militias all over states. And a lot of people, even in America, like if you grew up in I guess, not New Jersey, Texas, Louisiana, Arizona, the heartland pretty much, you may not even be aware of how hard it is in New Jersey. If you're a business owner in New Jersey, I mean, I could do like a entire series on that, of people getting jammed up. A woman was killed. This was like 6 months ago in New Jersey, and she was fearing for her life. She had kids. Her husband, she contacted the police. But you have to understand, guys, the police, the grunts, the ones that respond, right? They have their hands tied. Same thing with these fucking protests. The people are complaining how they're using tear gas. People are complaining how they're using rubber bullets. People are complaining because if a cop guys, these are riots. When you're throwing projectiles, rocks, urine, feces, shining high-powered lasers, high-powered laser to the eye in the military, that's deadly force. And yeah, police and military, they're different, obviously, but I mean, it's and it's just so weird because under Obozo, he gave police departments surplus, right? Like MRABs. Again, I am all for police having all of the equipment. That being said, again, I'm a fair guy, guys. I support blue, but are there some townships or states that abuse their power? Yeah, absolutely. When they come in heavy with a SWAT team when they don't need to, yeah. But just find it again. 8 years of Obama, two-term selected POTUS. He was the most anti-tool 2A guy, but 8 years of the highest sales prior to 2020 of firearms. But again, I try to think like why. I think that they want, guys. Who are they? That's up for you guys to decide. But they want shit to kick off, Americans versus Americans. And it's not a black and white issue. On a smaller scale it is, but they, on the top level, they don't want America to exist pertaining to our Constitution. And again, they can't just come in and take away our tools, but they can do red flag laws, and they are doing red flag laws, meaning you could have an ex-girlfriend, an ex-boyfriend, an aunt, an uncle who who can make a phone call and jam that person up. Get a knock at the door. What happened? Oh, my ex-girlfriend made a complaint. My ex-boyfriend made a complaint. That's red flag laws. Wait until you see what's coming. Again, I did an entire video just pertaining to 2A. Rides become the norm. Again, timing is everything too, right? And I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. I question things. I'm a critical thinker like you guys. I just find it very, very, on certain dates, that's a different video, but certain dates, certain times. Yeah, it's a perfect fucking storm. Perfect storm. You guys remember Waco, right? It just hit midnight here on the East Coast. It's 12:12. Today's April 19th, right? 2 dates. We had Waco happen on April 19th, where they could have picked up every single day he went to the post office. And this is what I'm talking about. Again, I am pro police, but rather than pick up Koresh, I think that's his name, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, rather than picking him up by himself at a post office, the ATF, they wanted to go in gun. Well, they brought tanks in 1993. They brought tanks. It was like a 50-day siege, and then they fucking burned the house down. And then you guys are familiar with, again, April 19th, the same date, 2 years prior, Oklahoma City, April 19th. Do you really think it was a car bomb? Again, that's up for you. I'm not getting in too deep into that shit. You guys know. You guys are awake. All right, guys. I don't want to hit over an hour. Who's that? La Young? Some new people in the chat. If you need to hunt an animal, I could help you there. I appreciate it. I used to be a hunter. I mean, I still have my skills, but I just haven't been hunting in years. But that's like one of the first things that come up. And all these people, guys, like for instance, Maxine, she was there with bodyguards, with guns. She was at the protest. It was when she was there. It was, again, I'm fair. It was civil at that time, but she was there with her own bodyguards with guns. But she wants you not to be able to protect yourself. You are the first responder, folks. You are the first responder. All right, guys. Much love in this mad world that we live in. Keep your head up or keep your head down, depending upon where you are. Stay extra, extra vigilant. And I'll go live tomorrow. Again, tomorrow could be a long day and a very, very long night, possibly for tomorrow. Just stay extra, extra frosty and be safe, guys. Appreciate any support. And thank you.